Yo, what up, everyone? Welcome back. It's Cole, Fitness with Jesus. So, I've been thinking about that. Fitness with Jesus. What should I call myself for my music? I think I'm just going to call myself Fitness. And then, like, Fitness with Jesus, that's me. But, anyways, my name is Cole. So, welcome back. Today, we're going to do a video. A journey to a pull up, a journey to a pull up, a journey to a pull up, pull up, pull up. Like, comment, subscribe, pull up, share, hype. Anyways, so if you may not be able to do a pull up, but you have been exercising, there are a few steps that you can do to get there. The first one I would do is just hang from the bar as long as I can for 4 sets of at least 30 seconds. And then also shrugs. You see how I'm shrugging like that? 4 sets of 10. And all I'm doing is squeezing my shoulder blades together and bringing them back and forth while I hang. If you can hang for 4 sets of 30 seconds, and you can do 4 sets of 10 shoulder shrugs while you're pulling your shoulders down, you got the basis to get out of the hole. Now, what if you're just not strong enough overall? That's where bands come and play. Bands. Now, there's these thick bands. So the idea of a band is that it's going to assist you on the pull. I'm not going to use this one because it's just kind of bulky for me. But I grabbed it to show you that there's a progression. You might need this big band. You might need 2 of these big bands for 2 weeks. Then you go to 1 of those big bands for 2 weeks. Then you drop down to a big band, but not quite as big. I'm tangled up here. Aha. Like one of these for 2 weeks, and then maybe dropping to this thin red one is the next thing for 2 weeks. You get what I'm saying? It's a consistency thing. You start from the big one, and if the big one's too much, use the big and the middle one, like this. You could go these for 2 weeks, then this for 2 weeks, then this, both of these for 2 weeks. Then you drop the little one, just this one for 2 weeks. And then you get the little one for 2 weeks. And I'll show you how you do it. I'll just use the little one because it's the easiest, like the lightest one to set up. But you just loop it through. And and I say 2 weeks, but make sure you're doing pull-ups at least. If you're trying to get a pull-up, once a week at minimum, but 2 times a week on your upper days. And then you put your foot in it, and what it does is the band makes it easier to do the pull-up. Because it wants the tension wants to spring up. See, like if I go like this, look, it gives you that little momentum. And eventually, if you do 4 sets of 10, and then you gradually wean yourself off of that, then you will get the pull-up. But to remember something. Psalm 31:4. Pull me out of the net that they have laid privy for me, for thou art my strength. Our real strength comes from Jesus and what he did for us. But just remember, you start with the big band, then you go to the smaller band, then you go to the smallest band. Here, local gyms, Planet Fitness, any powerlifting gym, really like a good gym or a halfway decent gym will have bands you can use. I like this better than a lat pull down or the assisted pull-up machine because it gets you on the bar, free hanging, feet floating. engage your core and you figure it out. So hang, shoulder shrugs, big band to small band. I mean, it might take a few months. Once you do that, though, you can do regular pull-ups. Once you get good at regular pull-ups, you can get one of these belts per se, right? And then you like loop a plate through it. I'll show you. So then you can add weight is basically what I'm saying. You can go from 5 pounds to 10 pounds to 25 to 35 pounds. This is a 45er. We'll see if we can do it today. I'm pretty sore. Oh. You clip it on. It's around your waist. Climb up. Get your good hand placement. Let your feet drop. Be in control. And pull. And then you can build off of that. And you can do it for reps. Oh. I wonder if I can get 2 45ers. That's a lot of weight, guys. Now this is advanced. I just want to show you the levels of pull-ups. Assisted band pull-ups. Shoulder shrugs. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to do all of this at the first day or month, you know? Like, it takes a while to build up. And, you know, the only way I was consistent with working out, I grew up an athlete and stuff, but like in the gym, I would either like get hurt or whatever. The only way I was consistent is when I was devoting time to God first and putting my God, Jesus, first, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. And then once I did that, I was able to stay consistent. Ooh, this is heavy today, guys. Let's see if I can get it. And there's different holds. I think I might try neutral on this because it's heavy. But if you want a road to stronger, you go from the bands to body weight and then to add weight. Just like that. Whoo! You got a road to a pull-up. I laid out the formula for you. All it is Bible and consistent work ethic. You can do work ethic, but I'm telling you, the real treasure comes from Jesus being there. He will bless it so much more. I don't know if I can do a regular pull-up. That was a neutral grip. Let's see if I can do a regular one with 2 45s. Whew. All right, guys. That was heavy. Be careful. But, yes, you know, I've been doing pull-ups my whole life. And before I was, like, you know, I was a kid doing pull-ups, but one thing I did notice I always did subconsciously is one of the most important things to get out of that hold, that dead hang hold where you pause, is these shrugs. Do these. And then do the bands. Start from the big, then work your way to the mediums, then you work your way to the small. And if you need to, like, say I have like a big band and a medium band for 2 weeks, then next 2 weeks I just do the big band. I I stop the medium. Then the next week, I do the medium in the small band. And then after 2 weeks, I just do the medium. And then the next week, I do a small band. And then for 2 weeks. And then you have the pull-up. You will have a pull-up down if you truly do grind at that. And you do 4 sets of 10 like that twice a week. I guarantee you will get a pull-up if you're truly following that formula. With the hangs, the shrugs, the band progressions, I guarantee you'll get a pull-up. Once you get a pull-up, you keep doing the lightest band progression until you can get 10 bodyweight pull-ups. Once you get 10 bodyweight pull-ups, you do that, and then you do the rest of your sets at the lightest band until you can get 2 sets of 10 bodyweight pull-ups. And then your last 2 sets will be with the band. And you get what I'm saying? And then you'll do 3 sets of 10 bodyweight pull-ups. And then your last 1 set will be the band. And then in 2 weeks, you'll have all 4 sets. You'll be doing 40 pull-ups. This might take 6 months. You know, it's just how it goes. But then you'll be doing, if you really dedicate it, you could be doing 4 sets of 10 pull-ups in 6 months to a year very reasonably. On top of your other training, obviously. And then you add weight, like I do. And I'm telling you guys, it will help. I got one more Bible passage just because I was so excited. I love pull-ups. Psalm 40, verse 2. He brought me up also out of an horrible pit, out of the miry clay, and set my feet upon a rock and established my goings. So remember, even though I can do a 90-pound pull-up, that's nothing. There's people who can do double that, but ultimately, God is the one that will pull you out of the horrible pit and have a solid foundation for you. So it doesn't really matter how many pull-ups you can do. It's stewarding your body and taking care of the temple that you've been given so you can go out and minister for the Lord. So I hope you guys like this one. Please, we're growing channel, and I want to spread the gospel. So like, comment, subscribe, share, and I hope to see you on the next one. Peace.